Good morning, children. Our today's topic is periodic table of elements. In last class, we discussed about how chemistry is applied in various branches and also the acids bases present in the substances which we use daily. This topic, periodic table, is a very important one which you should be knowing in chemistry. It includes 118 elements which are all known so far are compressed by our chemists. So first, let us see how to read the periodic table. There are some rules to read the periodic table. Here you can see 118 elements. So in my last classes I have keep on stressing on a sentence that all the objects around us are made up of matter. What is that matter? What are these elements? These elements are made up of what? For all these questions we are going to find out the answer in today's class. So first, in the periodic table you should always go from your left to right hand side. Can you see the number 1H, 2 helium He, 3 lithium Li, 4 barium Be, 5 boron B, 6 carbon C, 7 nitrogen N, and so on. So the elements are all grouped into a periodic table based upon some similarities. To read these elements, you should always go from the left to right as the number is indicated. Next, we have 7 rows in this table and 18 columns. Do you know what is a row and column, my dear children? Your class seating arrangement. You will be having rows of benches. The horizontal lines are your rows and the vertical lines are your columns. So, in the periodic table, you have 7 rows and 18 columns. The rows are called as period and the columns, 18 columns, are called as groups. Now, based upon some kind of criteria or some similarities, considering the physical and chemical properties, the chemists have classified the 118 elements into different groups for different purposes. Today, we are not going so detailed in your periodic table. It is just your basics about the periodic table of elements. Yes, as I told you, the horizontal rows are called as periods in your periodic table. And the vertical columns in the periodic table are called as groups or families. So, the elements are grouped based upon similar physical and chemical properties. The next slide will have the groups present in your periodic table. As I told you, my dear children, with respect to some similarities, the chemists have grouped the elements as alkaline metals, alkaline earth metals, transition metals, halogens, noble gases. So these are the groups of elements present in the periodic table. So for now there are 118 elements present and it is a typing mistake here. It is 118 as indicated in your periodic table. Yes. So these are the groups or the families present in your periodic table, and the criteria in which the elements are grouped are of two types with respect to the physical and chemical properties like density, boiling point, conductivity, reactivity, radioactivity. All these things you will be learning in detail in your higher grades, my dear children. So for the time being, you just be clear with the thing that your periodic table contains the 118 elements and these elements are grouped based upon some similarities, and You have 7 rows called as period and 18 rows called as groups in the periodic table. Yes. So, though these are the all the 118 elements are classified into metals and non-metals and metalloids. What is a metal? Let us see that now. A metal will be shiny and it can be drawn into sheets or it can be drawn into thin wires. Example, aluminium. Your aluminium sheets, copper wires, are they shiny? Yes. So, the elements in your periodic table are classified as metals and non-metals. This is also another section in which we are viewing the periodic table. Though there are 118 elements, I cannot use it all the elements for a single purpose. I needed to know about each and every element in detail, and for my any kind of usage I can use it. So for that purpose I have classified the periodic table into metals and non-metals. Metal means it will be shiny in appearance. It can be drawn into sheets. Malleable means drawn into sheets like aluminium sheets. Ductile means it can be drawn into thin wires, that is from an element through mining process the element will be taken out, and after so many operations done in the industry it will be given to us for our benefits. It will be made for human usages. Like your copper wire. Copper is initially an element. So that element is being operated in the industry by the machineries, and then we have the copper wires running in the cables. All the TV is having cables, your grinder, mixies, laptops, everything have the charging cables. The cable will have the copper wire. The wires are obtained from the element copper. Malleable means aluminium sheets. Okay, my dear children. Also, the next point we have here as good conductor of heat and electricity. So, the metals are conductors of electricity. Conductors means they allow the current to pass through. Whenever an object or material allows the passage of current through it, it is a conductor. Next, non-metals. Non-metals are dull in appearance and they are non-conductors. Non-conductors means they do not allow the passage of current through it. And they are brittle. Brittle means it is hard but it can be broken, like your glass. Glass is hard, but it can be broken. No, my dear children? Yes. So, that kind of elements present in the periodic table are classified as non-metals. So, I have already told you whenever you wanted to classify a group of things into a certain category or criteria, you need to first find out some kind of similarities and differences. You have your stationery box. If I ask you to segregate it into different groups of all the stationery items, you will be having following some procedure. Okay, all the pens and pencils are all writing. The scale is made up of glass. So you will classify them based on some kind of similarities between the item, and then only you will group. Similar way, your periodic table of elements also are classified into metals and non-metals by observing their characteristics. Characteristics means conditions. Now metals will look shiny, whereas non-metals will look dull. Metals are good conductors of electricity, whereas non-metals are non-conductors. They don't conduct electricity. Like this, I will make them into groups. So examples of non-metals are hydrogen, oxygen, carbon. Yes, we human beings exhale carbon dioxide and inhale oxygen. So, is oxygen, though an element, is it a metal? No, it is a non metal. It is a gas. So, some non metals will exist in your gaseous state. Yes. Next we have the metalloids. Metalloids lies in between the metals and non-metals. They will partially behave as your metal and partially will have the characteristics of your non-metal. It is neither a metal nor a non-metal, an intermediate. Half of the characters of both the metal and non-metals will be present in it. Examples like boron and silicon. So the how the metalloids will be shiny but brittle. Shiny is a character of metal. Brittle is a character of non-metal. When some elements showing the characters of shiny, but it can be broken. It can be easily broken, means brittle. So when both these characters are observed in an element, means it is your metalloid. Semiconductors. Semi means okay. A circle is there. Semicircle means half of the circle. Similar way, semiconductor means it conducts electricity partially. Only half portion. Only half. It will allow some amount of electricity to pass through it partially. That is what your semiconductor means. Next, so now did you get an idea, my dear children, that there are 118 elements and these elements are grouped based on some similarities, and again I am classifying the 118 elements into metals and non-metals and metalloids. We saw how a metal will be, how a non-metal will be, and how a metalloid will be. So up to this it is enough for your grade, and once you go to the higher grades we will be learning each and every elements in detail so that you will get to know more about your chemistry. Okay. Now we are going to see what is this element made up of. So we saw 118 elements. What are these elements are made up of? The elements are made up of a smallest particle called as atom. This one word is ruling the whole chemistry nowadays, my dear children. Atom means a very minute small particle which is not visible to us. It is like you have steel desks or steel as an element in your household materials. Yes, my dear children, steel, iron, or these are all the elements present in the periodic table. But do you know what is the steel made up of? What is making up an iron? For all your questions, the answer is atom. 118 elements present in the periodic table are made up of atoms. Different atoms will make up different element. So let us see first what is an atom. It is a very small particle which is only visible under microscopes, and we cannot see actually. So this is how your atom will look. Your atom has three parts: neutron, proton, and electron. What are these, ma'am? Let us see in the next slide. So, your atom is nothing but, my dear children, the particles. I am going to diagnose or analyze an element. For example, hydrogen I am taking for my consideration. Hydrogen is made up of hydrogen atoms. Hydrogen is an element, my dear children. It is made up of the atoms called as hydrogen atoms. Okay, next element is oxygen. Let us consider. So, what is making up the oxygen element? Obviously, the oxygen atoms. All the elements are made up of atoms. For a particular element, the particular type of atoms will be making up it. So, in your atom, you had three parts, that is your neutron, proton, and electron. These are all just your particles. Okay, so you had the neutrons and protons in the nucleus of your atom, and the particles surrounding the nucleus is your electron. Can you see in this image, my dear children? There is a center portion having your neutron and proton. Surrounded by that, you have a circle called as electron. There is also an atom present. These are all nothing but the particles making up the atom. So, in your atom, you have two main things, that is your nucleus in the center and surrounding your nucleus, and a particle called as electron will be rotating like your solar system with the sun as the center and all the planets revolving around the sun. Your atom's structure will be, you will have the nucleus in the place of a sun and you will have the electrons in the place of a planet. So, my dear children, an element is made up of atom, and in an atom you will have the nucleus and electron. These are the particles making up the atom. So, in your nucleus, you have the neutrons and protons. Neutrons means no charges. The particle is of no charge. You have learnt the plus and minus signs in your math. Plus means positive, minus means negative. We are not going to deal that mathematics, but we will be considering the positive and the negative charges for the atom's particle. Whenever a particle carries positive charge, I give the name in chemistry as proton. Whenever the particle carries a negative charge, I give the name in chemistry as electrons. And neutron plus proton together makes up my nucleus. Understood, my dear children? So, I am telling you all again as a summary. All the elements are made up of atom. The atom is made up of particles. The atom's structure is similar to your solar system. You will have the nucleus in the center surrounded by the electrons revolving around it. Okay, so in your nucleus you have two particles, neutron and proton. Neutron has no charge. I can tell it as zero charged particle, and proton carries the positive charge, electron carries the negative charge. So, whenever I combine two atoms, I get up a molecule. We have seen in our last class as the chemical formula for water is H2O. I keep on telling there as a water molecules. First, let us get to know what does a molecule mean. A molecule means when you combine two or more atoms of the same type. Here, oxygen. Oxygen is an element, as we know. So, what is making up this oxygen as an element? The atoms. Obviously, the answer would be atoms are making up the element. So, an atom means a group of nucleus and electron. I can tell the structure as like that. When I combine two or more atoms together, the end product will be molecule. Look at this picture, my dear children. Here, one ball represents an atom of oxygen. Now, in all these things, I have two balls attached. So, it means two atoms are attached. Two atoms are sticking together. Okay, that sticking together is called as bond in chemistry technically. Here, two atoms are attached to each other. So, what does my, as per my definition, when two or more atoms are combined together, we call them as molecule. Now, I will give this structure as the name as O2 molecule. Okay, my dear children. So like this, numerous amount of atoms will make up an element. If I tell it as hydrogen, it does not mean that it has only one atom in it. It has uncountable amount of atoms bonding together or sticking together to make up an element. Okay? So, whenever I combine the atoms of same element, oxygen na oxygen oda element mattum na stick combine pannena, it will be an element. If I am combining atoms of other elements also, we have 118 elements in our periodic table. So if I wanted to give it as a mixture, I will combine two elements, and obviously the atoms present in those two elements will be combined. That is how I get my water. H2O. Here I had two elements. What are those elements, my dear children? Hydrogen and oxygen. These two are two different elements. When I tell separately as oxygen, it will be made up of oxygen atoms. When I tell hydrogen as a separate element, it will be made up of hydrogen atoms. Now, I am going to mix both these elements to bring up in a new different thing, that is my water, that is your H2O. So, I am going to combine two molecules of hydrogen and one molecule of oxygen. அப்போ இங்கே ரெண்டு different atoms are combined. Whenever I end up in combining two different, it is a compound. Same elements means element. Sorry, same atoms means element. Different atoms means compound. Okay, my dear children. It will be little confusing for you. I will tell the summary at the end. If you are convinced at the end of the video, then you are clear with the concepts. If not, please do contact me. I am ready to help you. Yes. So atom are making up an element. If the atoms are of same type, it is an element. If the atoms are of different type, it is a compound. Okay. So I have also used a sentence in the last class that there are while explaining the electroplating concept, that whenever a material made up of iron reacts with the air molecules, I will be having a reaction called as rusting. So you could have asked me like, what is the molecules present in the air? Does air have any kind of components present in it? Yes, obviously there are molecules present in the air. In your air, you have oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, neon, argon, helium, and droplets of water. Okay, my dear children, these are the components present in your atmosphere, in the air. So, these are also elements, as you know, nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide. These are also the elements present in the periodic table. Here, can you see 2O2, N2, H2O is your water, CO2, Ar, CH4. So, these are all the molecules. or the atoms present in the atmosphere. This will do the reactions with the object. Okay, my dear children, now you got to know, did you all get to know that there is molecules present in the atmosphere also? Yes. So, this is what I have described in today's class, that there are 100 and this is just a summary, my dear children. Please do listen carefully. There are 118 elements in the periodic table. These elements are classified as metals and non-metals for my human benefits. Okay. What are these elements made up of? Atom. What is an atom? It is a smallest particle. Its structure is similar to your solar system. You have the nucleus and the electron. In the nucleus, you have the neutrons and protons. Positively charged particles are your proton. Neutral or zero charged particles are your neutrons. When these two things are combined, it will act as your nucleus. You have the negatively charged particle called electron in the circle around the nucleus. Okay, my dear children? Okay, now next, when you combine two atoms or two or more atoms, it becomes a molecule. This combination can be of two types, of the same elements atom or different elements atom. When I combine the same group of atoms, it is the element. When I combine different groups of atom, it is the compound. Combination of atoms nave adu molecules da. Ipo ore kind of same type of atoms if I am combining means, then that is the element. If different atoms I am combining means, it is the compound. So atoms, element, molecule, all these things together combine and are present in our matter. Okay, my dear children, this is, if you feel this is confusing, it's okay. Let us go step by step. Just get to know what is an atom, how its structure is, elements, molecule, and as the classes are starting, you will get a clear idea about it once you study your lessons. So regarding today's homework, you have to draw the periodic table as a poster in your chart. This first slide I have included now, my dear children. Yes, this one. You have to draw it, or you can even take color printouts, or you can even do whatever you wish. It should be a colorful one, a decorated one. Do it in a chart so that once the school reopens, we can paste it in our classroom walls. Thank you, my dear children. If you have any doubt, please do call me.